Hey, you doing, guys? Sorry about this. I'm sorry about the disconnection a while ago. I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. Next thing you know, Chuck gave me a message on my phone saying, "Hey, you're not connected, Frank." I go, what? I looked up on the screen right here and said, "Oh shit!" That's twice YouTube done that to me. So I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to the chat boys. He was coming in here and working on this. You know, I didn't see that message up there. So you're not connected. It says, please wait. I'm trying to get you connected again. That's twice he's done this to me. I think he's doing it on purpose, trying to get me mad. I don't know. Gremlins, they say. Okay. Those of you that missed out on this is 1/200 scale trumpeter, USS Iowa BB-61, one of the first of her class. And I spent half a day cleaning the decks up, soap, water, everything nice and clean. Tomorrow, I'll give you some varnish tomorrow. We'll get those decks varnished up pretty good. They can look nicer. Yeah, they're clean though, but I still keep going over with water and everything. And right now, I'm adding the rust. I don't know how good this camera picks up. You can see some of the rust I put on this thing. I painted this thing. I first painted this thing. This thing was all black. The whole ship was black. I took an aerosol can, just made that thing all Negros. After that, I got used haze gray. And I worked it with an airbrush. I could control the hues and tonations of the grays to give it that. If you look careful at the side of the hull, you can see how the grays have changed on, how they change different colors of hues. That's what it looks like when the weather gets a hold of the salt air and the elements. Okay, where was I? I was over here. This is World War II vintage, wood spit and polished like it was back in the Vietnam days in 1980s. Hello, guys. I'm sorry I got shut down a while ago. I get YouTube trying to play games with me or something. It's twice as to me since I've been live streaming on here. I thought I was good to go a while ago. So Chuck gave me a message on the on my telephone and told me, "Hey, you're not connected." I looked up there. It says you lost connection. We're trying to get you connected again, reconnected. Oh boy! So I had to start the process all over again. Well, like I said in Mutiny in the Bounty, nothing lost, Mr. Christian. Nothing lost. I've had the rust on here a little bit. Yes, it does, Dingy. The bigger, the better. The bigger they are, the more detail you can put into these things. Because when they're small, you only do so much. When they get big like this, you can really get in there and get the stuff done. Me being an old sailor, myself, I picture in my mind what it really looks like in real life because I dealt with it. For 30 years in the United States Navy, I know how rust does, where it comes at. Like I say, I made the video today. I made another video of this. I was cleaning up, and I mentioned in the video, you can take a brand new ship like this and paint it. After you get it all red leaded up there, first all you do, you got to take all the rust, take a chip and hand, knock that rust off, sand down the bare metal. You take your primer, your red lead, you call that. You red lead it in there, then you haze gray it or decorate whatever you got to use. There could be a brand new paint job put on it. I guarantee you, a day, 2 days maximum, you'll see rust coming up out of it. There you go, Chuck. I'm here too. Sorry about that, buddy. Wouldn't for you messaging me on the phone, I would have kept it going like that, being disconnected all that time. I could have wasted nothing. I was wondering why no one was keep coming in all the time. So, man, I know I've been tardy for a couple of days, but I figure something like this, I could be able to get more viewers. I had a pretty good day today, guys. The big stick here is really gave you a good shot of mojo. You apply your rust on there, don't get too heavy to the full bullets of the color. You gotta feather it out because that's how rust runs. The only time rust gets dark is when you chip it out where the root of it's at, then you get rid of it. But when it starts taking shape of early forms of rust is when it starts to be really feathered out. So you gotta feather out your rust. You gotta look at the ship. You gotta use gravity and locations on the ship to let you know where the rust really comes out. Of course, we all know is when you're like on a roof or something like that. That's where the water comes out and just gets beneath your on the roof. You got a ledge, anything that's ledge, like an overhead or something. That comes down at the edge and it comes over and then it drifts down. So you got to use gravity to make these things work good, make it look all right. And just got to, when you apply the thrust, you got to make sure that's not overly done. Just put an abundance of it. The areas you think where rust is going to be. Rust comes out everywhere. It does. It's everywhere. Might really give this deck a good clean again, a good swab job. My son-in-law's gonna take me down there to Home Depot tomorrow and get me some more finishing products. I'm running out, like I say, guys. I got no driver's license. My independence is taken away. The only mental health and medication I'm getting is you guys and this model ships I'm working on every day. Without these, without you guys, I'd be in a nursing home. I guarantee I'd be there. Driving those nurses crazy. Playing grab ass with them every day. They say, you know, a goddamn dirty old man. That's what dirty old men need love too. Don't you know that? So come over here, honey bunch. I'll show you how dirty I really can be. Scuppers, anything like that, you got to put rust with what's rust act. That's where it comes out. You got to really just feather it in. Give it the old Bob Ross treatment. Bits, bollards, open chocks, they got rust on them. World War II, deck department didn't even keep painting routine like they do nowadays. The main maintenance of painting every day wasn't very mandatory back in the days because you're at war. Right now, this is World War II finish right here, big stick through the Battle of the Coral Sea. One time they did any painting, side cleaning as we went to port. You had first division and second division, turning to with the rust, painting it up, and they took her to the dry dock, and they had Mary Sue come over and clean the barnacles off the bottom of the hull and paint side cleaners. They painted inside the hull, removed the muscles and barnacles and stuff, and gave it a good painting. After that, he had ORI, Operation Readiness Inspection, was achieved. You dry brush that rusting like that, it looks real. I say guys do rust jobs on model ships, very good model builders, but they don't understand the nature of rust, how it's applied. A lot of guys just think they dab on. No, you got to work it in. You got to feather it in. Dry brush it. Don't be bashful. Right along the boot topping. On top of the boot topping itself, there's rust on there. And really get carried away is you take pastel chalks, white, put vertical streaks across there and work the feather dust off with a brush. Then seal it with lacquer. Then you get the white, the dull of the copper because of salt water. I'm using water-based paints like I'm using these. This right here is Mission Model paints. It's water. It's acrylic. Water soluble. If you don't like the rust on it, it will come off real easy. All you do is dampen the tissue, go across it, wipe it out, and do it over again. No muss, no fuss. Okay, guys, we're gonna check the chat board right here. This is going on. It's getting pretty loaded up. I know those questions being answered, being applied to me. I gotta answer them because I don't want to be rude. Nope, I don't rust at all. I'm an old barnacle. I keep it going. Fell asleep. Woo. It's like a pretty happy crowd tonight we got here going on. That's good. I like everybody being happy, happy, happy. It makes me very happy too. God dang. Even on the edges right here, they got a little rust on there. You gotta just kind of work them in a little bit. Because these things were very pretty rusty. All right. I now went down the deck a little bit, get some more cleaning. The Iowa came with, I think, two OS2U Kingfishers, float planes, observation float planes. Missouri came with the Seahawks. Yeah, there you go. I gotta take these on shoes from somewhere. God dang, that damn dog, I tell you. That damn dog shit. Thank God we get none in here yet. Goddamn dog big on, I tell you. Boy, it's getting warm in here. I gotta put my socks on here. My dog's got two dogs. She got a big German Shepherd. She's a police dog. She goes with her every time she leaves the house. She takes Lulu with her. She's a police dog. She's actually a police officer dog. And they got that damn weenie dog, Wienersauruses, Dachshunds. That's what you call them. That little dog shits all over the place. I went outside to get some water. Next thing I know, I stepped like a pile of dog crap. Thank God it'll attract none in here. A dog, we got 5 acres of land out here. A dog wants to crap my darn porch here. God darn. No respect. Hey, no respect. Take a look at her now. That's how she looks. Oh, yeah. Well, she looking real, I'll tell you that. No mistake about that. That thing looks like it's been went to a miniaturization machine. So it is when you got a feathered in, the rust on it. Even got your bilges right there. They definitely get rust. You just got to use gravity or anything where rust is formed at. Okay, and get my wife got my dog got this stuff here. This I don't usually drink Mountain Dew. Let me tell you a story about Mountain Dew. It's called the Baja Blast tropical lime. Tropical lime. This is not too bad. I went to a Shell station to tell you the story. I went in there to pay for some gas and get me a bag of beef jerky. I love my beef jerky. I think we all do. And went in there and got some beef jerky and some gas. This guy walks in front of me at the cash register. Walks in. Oh, man, my back is killing me. Hey, you got any aspirin back there? Yes, we sure do. The guy had in his hand, he was two-fisted, full of 240-ounce jugs of Mountain Dew. Boy, my back is really killing me. He said, well, his aspirin probably helps. I said, I've been taking aspirin a long, it has done nothing. I tapped the guy on the shoulder. Hey, buddy. I said, that's not your back, it's your kidneys. What? What do you mean my kidneys? It's your kidneys. I said, what hell? How come my kidneys are hurting? You don't know? What do you got in your hand right there? I said, that stuff there is about the worst soda pop you could drink. It's loaded full of fructose sugar and everything else. It's hit your kidneys. I bet you go to the doctor, they'll check you out, they'll tell you exactly the same thing. But the pain don't go down any longer. I might have to go to a doctor. I said, buddy, it'll bring you down to your knees. Won't take something. I had a kidney stone one time. It's a male version of giving birth. I says, it'll bring you down to your knees quick if you went with pain and tears. So you don't screw around your kidneys. So I think I scared the guy, but it's the truth. It's the truth, I'll tell you another story that happened today. One of the Xbox in the house grabbed me one of these. It's called Dr. Robot. It's a beer. It's a fruity beer. It has berries in it. I thought it was some kind of a soft drink. I took a swig of that. I go, God damn, this stuff don't taste like God darn. It tastes like beer. Well, what I consumed, I was starting to get a buzz going on. I haven't drank a beer alcohol product in about 16 years. And just one little gulp of that, I was going, it was a good buzz. But I chose not that buzz anymore because I get tired of waking and hangover the next day and everything. One day I just hung it up as a hell with it. Yeah. Got about, 5 watching now? 6 watching and 1 thumbs up? That's good. That's really good. Now the guy puts some lacquer in his deck. It has a faded look on it. It doesn't have that. In a way I kind of like it, in a way I don't. But it has that faded look on it. But it's clean though. But I like being able to put some lacquer on it to protect the paint finish on everything. Good. Okay, looking around, see anything I forgot. Yes, I did. On top of there. I think I'm gonna stick with this thing for a while, guys. Instead of bouncing around from one model to another. Everything goes good tomorrow. I'm going to put the railings on this thing. I got ladders put on this thing. Oh, the photo lights on there. And I got to get me some more of the ACC glue also. I got 3 mentors in the hobby, in the model ship world. They're all English. Brian King, Alan Raven, and Philip Reed. Nope, actually, not Raven. It was Crabtree. Yeah, Arthur Crabtree, Brian King, and Walter Reed. They said they documented one time the problem with the builders in America is they build too clean. See, most American modelers they build too clean. Now, when you build clean, we call those dockside models because they're models that's pristine, no rust, no nothing, and it's presented to their client. And the clients like Cunard lines, like White Star, just like you watch documentaries of the Titanic on YouTube. It has fictitious characters playing the real characters like Bruce Ismay, the director of the White Star Line, the founder. And when we was introduced to the Titanic, had a big model like this, big huge one, it was pristine, clean. And they look at the model like that, they go beautiful, wonderful, because the model will justify the product that they're going to be receiving in one-to-one scale in real life. And the model looks good, real things will look good. It's actually as a presentation. They call them dockside models. And eventually they end up in museums. But museum-built kits, models, don't look like this. Right now I'm replicating a World War II battleship in its natural elements of rust, wear and tear, and being out in salt water. And they seem to draw a lot of attention to museums a lot, even model shows. And they're not dockside models. A dockside model is a model that's built and pristine. No rust, no wear, no weathering, no nothing. If this was a Dockside model, it would be all glossy. It would be exactly completely all glossed up. No rust on it, no nothing. But what brings out, makes the model look good is authenticity, is by weathering it. Same thing, a lot of the armor boys out there, guys like Danny. I saw this man's work is very impressive. It's especially the figures he does. I mean he does a very wonderful job. I mean, that's all weathering. He didn't build clean. He built it exactly how he's seen it in his mind would be if he out in the elements. Shepherd Payne, for example, he made dioramas of monograph models. Here's a man that captured authenticity in his mind because he's probably been around ships, airplanes, and stuff like that, and knows what it looks like in real life. Whew. Man, turn that heat off. I'm ready to cook over here. Back off this camera a couple of paces. Oh, the French aircraft carrier, the Foch, F-O-C-H, Foch, 1/400 scale. Oh, that's an airplane. I'm sure about the Nord Atlas. Looks like a flying. Looks like a Transall. Oh, yeah. And they make a Nord Atlas too, which looks like a flying boxcar, like a C-119. Hey, we got Stuart on there. Ahoy, Stuart. How you doing, buddy? I love that French transport you got, the Transall. That's one hell of a haul you got there, buddy. Yeah, I'm glad you're getting your stash built up, and I love for you to start turning to with a tube of glue and paint and get kit crazy and start doing some make some kits. My condolences goes to your mom, buddy, and your family. You know, I mean, I'm very deeply sorry, Stu. You and I are pretty close because we went to the same crap together. You know what I mean? We lost loves of our life. We both loved and lost. And like I say, modeling is the best therapy there is in the world for guys like us. You know, it keeps you going. We got each other. We got one hell of a modeling community. And one thing about a modeling community is, and the way I look at it, my perspective, my eyes, is that is family. We all share the same plastic, the same balsa wood, the same paper, the same paints, same problems, same everything. And it makes the world go round. And I'll tell you one thing, the modeling community is probably about the best community that there is. I believe that there is, because we all have hearts of gold. We all share our love together. And we get in depth of models, building and everything. That's what makes the community so strong. Welcome aboard, Stu. I'm pretty glad you showed up tonight, buddy. I also saw your video there with the your impressions of that 124 scale MU-109 you're fixing to bring out. Well, I bet that's going to be a one doozy of a kit. I think the last one I built was Martin's Martin Lamet's Nifty Tifty build with the Airfix 124 scale Hawker Typhoon. Boy, you talk about a kit. That thing was. One thing problem about those new Airfix 124 scale kits, I believe that they are over engineered. They're so over engineered so much, it makes it very difficult for parts to fit. Now, the fit issue I had with the Typhoon is getting an engine all good in there. That's one hell of a Rolls Royce Napier engine that thing had in it. And Typhoons, they had one hell of a torque too. They're like just like that of an F4U Corsair. If you gun it on the ground, they could flip over on you, you know. And always I had one heck, you got to use a lot of right rudder when you take it off because that thing has a lot of torque. Yes, sir. You're welcome, buddy. God bless you, bud. God bless your heart. I never forgot that shout out you made for me when I lost my brother. I had to move, and I never had a feeling like that in my life. It just all this crap came on me just too close. After losing my wife, losing my three beautiful dogs I had in my home, I moved into a place that I didn't want to move into, but I had no choice. It was either that or the streets. And I got immune to it, and pretty soon the same thing happened. They closed down the park, and we had to be out of there. That one guy lied to me, and I got gazumped by that guy. Boy, I tell you, he let an illegal alien there live there besides me. I was so mad about that. I gave the guy a good punch right between the running lights. I was so mad. That was awful. And things work out. When you go down, like Stu says, guys, when your chips are down, you got nowhere to go but up. That's it. You can't go nowhere else. God helps those that helps themselves. And that's the ideal about having prayer. Because people don't understand the nature of God. God has put an imprint on every human being that he makes out of his two hands. When you're a little moon in your mother's womb, a little baby inside your mother's womb, God has worked his miracles on you. He put a little trademark on you. Not made in Japan, not made in France, not made in China, not made in America. It's made by God. That's called your conscience. That's a little bit of God in everybody. And when prayer, you say your prayers and people see how you're ailing, something happens, God kicks in and they give the guy a hand open. He's all right. And pretty soon human compassion kicks in, and that's how your prayers are answered. God cannot do that. He cannot physically touch you, but he works his miracles through people. That's what prayer is all about, and it works. It works, really does. Are you still working on your USS S-16? I got my Intrepid, not Intrepid, but my Ticonderoga over there already. Look around. Oh, yeah, I got a few more spaces I haven't got. Oh, got a little bit of rest over here doing what I got. Okay, I think we'll bring the camera over here and do some more work on this thing. A little rust comes here a little bit. Yeah, I guess I'll varnish tomorrow. This thing will be okay. I need to seal that rust on there with that varnish. Because there's acrylic paints, as it has been sealed over, by handling it, you may cause it to come off. That's a lot of work putting that rust on there. Okay, we'll make a little review of this thing to show you how much old Frankie Day has done in this bad boy. I know this camera's always friendly. That sounds like an old battleship that's been at sea too long. I got a lot of parts put. I got more photo etch on here. I got railings put across there. I got stanchions I got to put above this sub basing on here where the 50 caliber machine guns are on. She's 53 inches long. It's big. The only thing I don't like about this kit is they gave you no stand. No stand at all. On a big Titanic, got back there, 200 scale Titanic, it's bigger than this. And this thing is 860 feet long. The Titanic is 82 feet long, almost 900 feet long. There's a big difference there between size. And yeah, they give you no stand for this thing. That's really got me mad. But it's nice to, well, where's my box head? That's over there. They give you a nameplate anyway, you know. But I suggest anybody has this kit probably already knows already. Those of you who don't know, if you're going to get one, just be prepared not to have a stand for it. You have to make one yourself. Get yourself a nice good finished piece of wood, and build yourself a ways on it. Lay on top there. Better yet, go to Home Depot, get yourself some lamp pedals. You take your base of your wood you're going to do, make sure it's varnished and clean and polished real nice. Before you do that, make sure your holes are drilled. There's one of your pedestals up through there. You can run through the side of your hull, and you screw, make sure you screw it to your hull first, so it'll be stationary. Those pedals got nuts on them. First thing you do is, before you do any painting of this hull paint this hull, is bore out 2 holes. Make sure you find locations of where you want them at. Put a hole here and a hole there underneath the hull. Then you run your fennels up through like this, and you screw on your nuts on it, and it's attached to your hull. And add a little epoxy around, like getting locked in, keep getting loose. Now over here, the other part is, when you run it down inside your wood, with a countersink your hole and run a nut through there, and it'll be nice and strong, ain't gonna go nowhere. Or you can do it dockside wise. Get yourself a long piece of baseboard and make timbers across there and epoxy your ship on there. This here to be dockside. I'm gonna go ahead and get a piece of wood, put my timbers across it, that's about it. And put a display case. I'm gonna go down to Home Depot tomorrow and get me some finishing modeling products like matte, clear matte, and clear gloss lacquer. Get me some more ACC glue. Now they got some acrylic glass. I'm gonna have them cut me out some glass so I can have a nice little display case for this thing. And it's pretty clean. They just kind of spot a little bit because of the water. But yeah. Trying to look on seeing the holidays I missed on this thing with rust. I don't want to overdo it with rust. There's just stuff on there. I get the pan kills who do I. That's no problem. Swing that on over here and get the fantail done. Boy, I don't want to drop this bad boy. If I do, I'm going to blow shit. The back this camera up a little bit too close. far that thing will go. The fire controls and everything. Let's see here. That's good. Got rid of some of that over. It's all right now. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can remember about 40-something years ago, we had an accident on this thing. They'll know it was done intentional or the guy wasn't trained right. But I do know one thing. He had old World War II battleship sailors went aboard it, had to teach these gun crews how to operate those 16-inch guns. One of the sailors right there put the blast bag right before the shell. When he fired that projectile, hit that blast bag and it caused a vacuum inside the turret and blew out that turret outside and killed a few people. And that was really crazy. You don't know if that was intentional or what, but I'll tell you one thing. There was a big investigation on that. And I think what it was, some guy was messing around and know what he was doing. He wasn't trained. You can't mess around with stuff like that. That's perfect right there. That's good. That's what it is. Ninety percent of the adhesive I use in this model is cryolite glue. But I figure a model this big needs more strength than regular Tamiya glues. I want to put some lacquer on this deck to make it look 100 times better. I need that lacquer anyway to seal the paint, the rust. I'm going to take a break right now. Good, good, good. Man, this thing looks real. To say the least, it looks real. But I was thinking an hour and 12 minutes so far. I'll go over here and address my chat board and see what's going on. See if I missed anything in the chat board. I got nobody helping me in the chat board. I'm a lone soldier here, this deal here. I'll try to answer anything that's popped up. "42 were killed, Chuck. There was 42 people were killed in that turret. They don't know if it was done intentional or the guy wasn't trained right or what. I do know one thing: they had old World War II battleships. They was aboard the thing, and they taught those guys how to load these shells up and everything. Make sure that the blast bag, put the shell in first, and the blast bag out last. And everything. You get the ram man, ram those powder bags in there. This thing's good and clean. Let's add some lacquer to it to be even cleaner. I gotta glue that damn 40 millimeter. I knew it was loose a while ago. Where's that glue at? Where did I put that stuff at? What's over here? Oh, I got that glue in there. Yeah, it was pretty good. We got 40 millimeter back in there. That was loose anyway, wasn't it? There. All those things falling off. I sure don't want to lose none of that. Some of that teak paint is kind of showing through, which I like that. Wonderful. That's good. Whew. I got church tomorrow, do I? Yes, I do. I got that big Hornet 1/200 scale USS Hornet by I Love kit. Oh, that thing's a big one. That is a big boy. We got B-25s about like that wingspan. I think they're probably about a good about 4 inches. So you can do a lot of detail with a B-25. The rest of them about like that. You got TBS on there. SPD Dauntlesses. I think you have Hellcats there. I think they're Wildcats. I don't know. I know they got V-25s, TBD, TBF Adventures. SPD Dauntlesses. They probably got Hellcats too. So I guess that Hornet right there gives you probably 2 different versions on that thing. Early 1942 of April with B-25s, and later on they used a TBS because I don't think they had TBS back in the early 1942. They had them, but they're probably just being tested by test pilots at Grumman Aircraft Company before they were signed up to go into the Navy. The ship or aircraft. A little bit too much right there. I gotta fade that off. That's good. A little bit too much of a wake on there. That's better. Like I say, that stuff comes off. All I do is wet your paper towel. If you don't like where the rust is at, get rid of it. You can erase it and do it over again. But if you seal it with lacquer, like I'm doing tomorrow, it won't work that way. It's there permanently. Well, I'm loving these glasses right here. God. Hold them over here too, do I? Okay, top of that trunk right there. The rest there. Yeah, I'm getting bushed. Set this pop over here so I knock it off that big ship. Can I swing that thing around? Yes, I can. I started building this in the trailer. That deck's pretty clean. Real clean. I've been scrubbing this thing. It's like 90 Siemens swabbing this deck and sweeping it up. I got stanchions I got to put underneath there. They got to be installed. Like a lot of work to do this thing. Once I get that rust out on the starboard side, get that deck shellacked and get those rust sealed, so I can be able to start putting the railings on it, the ladderways, and the rest of the fittings on this thing. Should be done. Yeah, I sure will. I think David Estrada sent me these glasses. They came to me as they came to me as a mystery. You know, my son-in-law said, "You got something from Amazon, Frank?" I do. I ordered nothing from there, so I know you didn't. It says your name on it. And I opened it up, and there they were. They came out of that box. You know, what's really good about it is they come with different different lenses. These will pop off. You put them in here, you get magnifiers. They're different power of magnification on there. And the best thing of all, you got this little thing here. That is, I like that real well. And you know, it has a little battery in it. It has a UCB right there, plug in. You can plug it in the back of your computer right here. It plugs in. What fits there is your phone jack. A phone jack will fit that. If you got like on your cellular phone, when you charge your phones back there, same fitting arrangement. All you gotta do is just plug it in, and these lights will. They got lights right here, 4 of them, and they'll blink. One will stop. That's charged, and now the next one will start going like that. It'll be charged, and the third one will pulsate as well. And it'll stop. Then it's charged, and lastly, you've got the last one, which lasts you 2 hours, 3 hours, and it'll pulsate. And when it stops, the whole thing is really, really charged. They're good reading glasses too. But like I say, you need to. They got different. Like I said, they got different power of different strength on the glasses. These here are just like regular readers. You pull them off there, put them back in there. You have one. You see the magnifiers. They work very well. Man, I tell you, I'm very happy about that. I was using those big clunkers, machinist. I don't know where the hell I put those bastards at. I don't use them no more. Where the hell did I put them at? I don't know. But I don't use them no more. They're officially retired. Now on, I use these. Thank you, David. And I will give you a link where to get these, Chuck. Okay, guys, I think about had it for that. I'm a little tired. Old Frankie's been on this ever since about 11:30 today. So what time is it now? 10:49, 11 o'clock? Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. I was thinking about 10 hours today. 10, 11 hours. So tomorrow we're going to have the decks nice and lacquered off real well. Then tomorrow we're going to go ahead and start on the rust tomorrow on the starboard side. Then the Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise, we're going to start the railing work and some photo etch on tomorrow. And also miscellaneous fitting. So we'll have a good time tomorrow. Anybody's got this kit in your stash, you'll find it's a very delightful kit to build. These 1-200 jobs are very expensive, everybody. You run into some money. I mean, I could hear my father right now if he was alive. I'd come on with a big Missouri model like that, maybe a big old Iowa model with a Titanic or something. He'd say, "Geez, Lord, where the hell did you get that at?" I bought it at the hobby shop. The next thing he'll say, "How much you pay for it?" You'd like to know, Dad? Yeah. Your interest being no end, son. How much did you pay for that thing? $500. $500. Geez, why don't you give me some of that damn money so I can use it? Then he'll look at it and go, "Yeah, I can see that. It costs a lot of money to make those molds." Which they do. Now you can get Trumpeter now, guys. I love kits and Trumpeter. I contacted Stevens distributor, which is Stevens distributor, and also Lackawanna Dockyard, and also Harbor. So you can get Dean Marine's kits, anything from England. You can get that over there too. They're okay. But the Coral and the rest of the colder craft, they got tariffs on them, so it'd be awful hard to get those. But it comes to Trumpeter, which all those plastic modelers are custom getting. I mean, hell, they're there, so they put no tariffs on that. So there's no beef about that. So we get plenty of those. Now, like card models, like Chuck's have problems getting his USS Missouri. The man's already paid over $100 for it. Now the thing is in transit somewhere, collecting dust, and Lord only knows when he'll ever get it. And so you're dealing with China in that respect. Anything you get in an eBay, you get a discount on or something like that for China. Those ones got big tariffs on them. But Trumpeter, they must have got something going on with us. They'd be able to no tariffs on that. Yeah, I sure will. If I could find out the link where I got that thing in. What was the paperwork on that thing? Boy, I don't know where I went to. That's not it. I'll get to it, Chuck. I'll find it, buddy. It's right here somewhere. I do got the box. Let me see where that box is at. Oh, come on. Give me a break, Frank. Where the hell did you put that box at? Let me hunt that box up. My Bible came out of there. Man, where the hell put that bad boy at? The box was like over here. Gee, Chuck, I don't know where it's at. I promise you, buddy, put over with, I'm going to give you the link to get these glasses. I'm going to get on Amazon tonight. And Amazon. And wait, maybe they're in here. No, right there. I'll get on Amazon and look them up. I'll send you a link, buddy. I now know how to operate this phone now. By sending links in and stuff. It just takes a while, you know. I'm not, you know, I was born in the middle of the 20th century and live in the 21st century. All this technology, boy, it's just hard for it's a miracle of God. An old man like me can still operate in today's world we live in. Oh, name of the fame will work. Okay, it says here. GNZEKUI. Let me make sure this is reading it right here. Hold on, buddy. Right there. You got it, Chuck? Yeah, right there. You can write it down. Denziku. I'm all over that place here. There you go. Got it, buddy? No problem, boys. No problem. I'll tell you, these are the best. I am 100% sold on these bad boys. I love these. Great. Well, wow, I got more of a guest night for Saturday night. Hell, I'll talk a little bit for a while. I'm going to knock off building the thing for the night, but we sit here and chat for a while. What the hell, you know? Hey, man, how you doing, buddy? I was working on 1/200 scale Trumpeter USS Iowa, the big stick. And the second video I made of this today, the first one I made a regular video of it. I was cleaning the deck and everything. Wasn't no doing rust work, just cleaning it up and everything, talking about it and everything. And this one here, I actually was painting the rust on it, and I sure missed my Tamiya 1/350 scale one. One you gave me that Ponto set that goes to it. Man, I should miss that one. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm gonna go to before Christmas gets here. I'm gonna head up north and close out my store to get all my stuff here. I gotta get it here. I can't let that stuff lay in a place like that. Yeah, as you get older, the kids get bigger. I feel like I've been cheated. When I was a kid growing up, you know, in this world, plastic was plastic, you know, and wood was wood. Well, it comes to size and scales. They didn't have it back in them days. Oh, yeah. Thank you for those kind words, Matt. I got about 7,000 subscribers already. Now, since I started a whole new channel over again, I can't get back to my old channel. There's got to be some way I got to get a hold of YouTube, and they can combine all my for the past 8 months making videos here. I could add to my old channel. There's got to be a way somehow, and I'm going to have to do some research on that. But doggone, they lost my. I forgot my password and everything. That's exactly what it was. I had no idea, when I moved in here, when my daughter and son-in-law told me, "Welcome home, Dad. The whole building is all yours. This is your home now. You have to worry about nothing." That made me feel really good. It really did. And I love my family. I really love them. And it gave me a place to stay. Now my constitution and it's fun and security has got peace now. I don't have to worry about this. I have to worry about that no more. I don't have to worry about, like Stu says, get consumped. Everything else, and build as much as I want. The only thing I miss is my models and storage. They'll come here. I'll get them. And yeah, when I first got on here, I had no computer. My other computer was just I left everything in that trailer. I just got that. Well, my daughter came down and rescued me, and Mike was in hospice. He was dying. My brother was. They let him home before, and he got worse. It got to the point the guy was bedridden. When you get bedridden, it's over for you. And so they took me out of hospice. And by that time, my daughter came down and says, "Oh my God, Dad, you live in here like this?" And so I'm not living, I'm existing. And she goes, "Where's your bed at?" I says, "What you're walking on is my bed." "On a hard floor?" I said, "Sure." "How long you been sleeping on that floor?" "Oh, I don't know, about 5-6 years. I'm used to it." Meg, I'm going to tell you something about life. Anybody get used to anything if you have to. And there ain't no room to put a bed in this bunk room back here. It's all these models you got, Dad. No wonder. I said, they're my babies. That's what I got to live for. This is my mental energy. This is my mojo. I says, where they're at, they don't take up my space where I'm supposed to sleep at. I like sleeping on the floor. It's nice. Got my heater going on. I had a nice little hunker down job, guys. What did I had a weightlifting mat. People lay down and they press weights. It was about that thick. It was about the thickness of a jailhouse bed rack. I got thrown in the rig a couple times for drunk driving, and I never slept in those damn things, but I sat on them. And it reminds you of one of them. Cushy, foamy, it's comfortable, but then I laid down there and I put a big sleeping bag on top of it as an extra cushion, put a blanket, I had my heater right there. I had a fan right next to me, and it was okay. I was sleeping pretty good. And she says, "You're coming home with us." I said, "That's the best news I've ever heard." She says, "Where are you going to go?" We didn't come, Dad. I says, "Well, I don't know." I said, "It ain't going to be the Straits." She said, "First thing I'll do, I'll get all my stuff and put it in storage. You can stay there. You can stay there in storage. And I'll crash out in my car, wherever I have to do, I will not go out in the streets." So that's right. We'll make sure that you come home with us. So they bought me some new clothes and stuff like that. But I do miss my lifestyle I had before. I miss my independence, guys. The only thing about life I miss right now is my independence. There's nothing in the world being free bird. You get in your car, go as you please, where you want to go here and there. I can't do that no more. I've got a driver's license now, and I don't have a job. And my daughter does not want me to work. She refuses me to work. So you ain't going to work no more, Dad. I don't care. You're not going to work. You worked all your life. You take care of all those kids and everything. And he says, now it's time for somebody to take care of you. I said, I appreciate that. It is about time. But it is what it is. As you guys realize, take it from an old fart in the wind like me. I'm 80 years old now. And I got a lot of longevity left me before I'm gone. And as you grow older in life, you'll love and you'll lose things. But nothing lasts forever. That home, nice looking house you're staying in is nice. It's wonderful. It's home. You work hard, you paid for it. All it takes is circumstances to change things. Like it happened to me. Home development, some comes in, buys your home. Out you go. You got to start all over again, all over again, all over again. And that's not fun, guys. I'm too old to start all over again. Yes, I do. I have a wonderful family. I put all my kids to college, taught them how to bake bread. I taught them right from wrong. I told them how to defend themselves. Let me tell you how I taught my little girl. I got girls. I got 6 of them. And Brenda, their mother, before I married Ruthie, I was married to their mother for 31 years. I was married to Ruthie for 22. And my daughters, as they become teenagers, before her mother passed away and everything, and I told them, when you go out in this world to be cruel, and said, if anybody comes up to you, tries to molest you or touch you like that, I say, no matter what foot you use, if it's a man, you kick him in the dibs. And they said, what's the dibs, Dad? I said, the testicles of a man. I said, no matter how strong or how big he is or what, you kick a man there, you'll draw him down. He'll be on his knees, wincing with pain and crying like a baby. And guess what? Anybody gets up after kicking him like that, they're not human. And my wife comes out, hey, don't tell the girls that. Don't you think I should tell them that, Meg, Brenda? I says, look, this is a cool world we're living in, too. I said, well, I was bullied when I was a little kid. My father used to be a professional wrestler. He used to wrestle all. My dad said, you pop a guy in the nose like that, he won't mess with you no more. Well, we got girls here, and they need to protect themselves. And Brenda goes, yeah, I guess you're right. And I am right. Did your father have a talk with you about that? Well, not like the way you do it, though. Well, no. I mean, I imagine not, though. But to me, I'm right to the point. I said, I love you. I love my children. I don't want my children because you got people out there who are not mentally well, and they do stuff like that. So anyway, my daughter remembers that now. I remember, Dad, when you were little. She always brings stuff up to me all the time. She goes, I remember, Dad, when I was little, you told us to do stuff like that, and said, you're right. And I said, that's right. I teach you guys nothing right from wrong. That's it. And thank you, Matt. God love you, buddy. I appreciate your prayers. Like I was mentioning prayer today, maybe about an hour ago or so. Prayer always works. People like my son-in-law, Daryl Lee, he was an atheist. He didn't believe in God. I said, how come you don't believe in God? Well, every time I talk to him, he don't say nothing to me. I said, he ain't supposed to. Don't you know anything about God, son? And he goes, no, God listens. Only way your prayers are going to be answered is when you pray to God. God works his miracles through people. That's called a person's conscience. Because at the time you're a little baby inside of the womb of your mother being developed into a male or a female, God's already put a trademark in you. That's called your conscience. When you say your prayers, God will influence those people's conscience and they'll help you. That's called a miracle of God. The miracle of God works his miracles to people. So don't you know that? Well, I didn't think about that. That's your problem. You don't think, Daryl. That's what I told him. Never put God in the back burner. If you abandon God, it's the worst thing you can do. You can hurt God by doing that. I'm not a religious fella, guys. I go to church and I know right from wrong. And I believe right from wrong, and I try not to sin. We're all born in the world of sin. We all do crazy things, but I go to bed at night and that fart sack behind me. I say my prayers, ask God to forgive me for what I did today, if I did something wrong, foul language or anything. He understands. He'll forgive you. But he won't listen to a sinner. A person will not ask God to forgive you. You can do what you want. You go out and kill a man or somebody. As long as you got God in your heart, you tell him, look, God, I killed somebody. I'm sorry. I did it out of rage. I was mad. I got into a big fight. I says, I just lost my mind. And you know, he did forgive a murderer, and he also forgave a thief on the cross when Jesus was crucified. But Jesus understood that murder. He murdered somebody. He didn't do it for the fun of it. He did it because out of rage. He was disturbed. And a thief's a thief. So it all works out in the wash the same way. Well, my reason why my channel ain't big now like it used to be is because a lot of most subscribers don't know where I'm at now. Ever since I moved from Ohio 8 months ago, I had to start over again. I got on my computer. I get back on YouTube. They didn't know my password or nothing. I had to start all over again. And I couldn't get on my channel. And I remember they got a whole new internet provider. Before I had Spectrum. Now I've got Comcast out here. That's my internet provider. It's a whole different internet system out here compared to Ohio. And it kind of changed things. I got a brand new Mac computer right here that I'm making videos with. A very good computer. But I like my other one better because it's so easy to operate. This here it's a good computer. It's my world right here. You guys are my world. And I'm getting a lot of new subscribers lately. And that's why it's great importance. If I can merge my 8 months worth of lost work on my old channel into my old channel, I can be able to get more views and everything else. But I'm starting up all over again, you know. And I'm very glad, Matt, that you found me. A lot of fellows have found me on the old channel. I had a problem at first on YouTube trying to get my videos uploaded. It came up as private all the time. I said, man, what the hell I did wrong now? What I got to do now to get my videos going? So finally they realized who I was, and they let me publish my computers as in public. Oh, hell yeah. Man, they had 1/200 scale Lusitania. That'd be the icing of the cake, the holy grail in my book. Better yet, how about the Queen Mary? I made a video on the Queen Mary, I think yesterday. The scale 1/250 scale. I made it from scratch. And be sure to go on my channel right now, Matt, and look up. You see the Queen Mary that I did. I did that. I built that about 50 years ago. It came out of the museum that I had. That I donated it to. Yes, I do. I got a lot of room. This room is 50 feet. I got 50 feet all the way to my front door, all the way behind me where my Titanic's at back there. I got two of them. I got the 350 scale up to my 1/200 scale by Trumpeter. I got my B-36 Peacemaker hanging up there, a B-20, a B-17 hanging up there. So it's not like Frankie Day in here. It really is. They got Titanic back there, B-36. Right over there, I got my 1/200 scale USS Hornet by I Love. That's a big girl too. It really is. I got my tramp steamer over there in a box, and I got my Lilo Dan and my Andrea Doria's over there. Of course, you got the Bristol Bowfighter. Now we'll take a peek at that Queen Mary. There she is right there. 1/200 scale. The hell is that? Okay. Yeah. I think I got a message coming in here. No messages. I had something going on there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very happy now. I'm happy now is because, like I said about 28 minutes ago, my my security, my piece of security is okay. I have no worries no more. I have to worry about getting gazumped, get kicked out of my place. I have to worry about. I got nobody in my family anymore but my children. Everybody in my family, my brothers, sisters, my mom, dad, they're all gone. They're dead. My aunts and uncles, they're all gone. They're dead. I'm the only sole survivor of my immediate family that's alive, and I got my children, great grandkids, and my granddaughters living next door, and I got kids out in California too, and great grandchildren out there also. And I'm happy now because this is all me. This is my building. This is my home. My daughter, they treat me pretty good. Hell, they got a bunch of groceries here. I get all the time. They get a lot of food to give me. So I'm doing pretty good, guys. I really am. I'm very lucky. God looked out for me. Like Stu Avery of Stewart's Models, he made a very warm and touched my heart very dearly. He made a shout out about me when I lost my trailer, lost my brother and stuff. And he says, when things are bad, the only way to go, you got to go up. You can't go down. You got to go up. I did. I prayed to God. I said, God, let me show you how the miracles of God works. Well, I was not traveling. I wept. There's no shame in crying, guys. There's no shame. God knows my heart was broken. He knew I had no place to go to. He knew I had a lot of things. And I prayed to God. I said, God, please help me. I never ask you that much about help because I'm pretty self-reliant all the time. And I don't have to rely on nobody but myself. But this time, I can't rely on myself only. I need some help. Please show me the way. What I got to do. I don't want to go out in the streets. I said, these people really hose me down. And about 2 days later, my daughter and son-in-law came to my house, my trailer. He rescued me. Get your stuff out of there, Frank. What you got, Dad? Comes home with us, Tennessee. We got a place where you stay and everything. Oh, wow. So Meg, I don't want to, I tell her, honey, I said, I want to be a bird. I said, you're not a bird, you're my father. He says, you took care of us kids and everything. You're all by yourself. You got no family out here in Ohio. He says, where are you going to go to? He says, nowhere. I prayed to God for some miracle to happen. She says, well, I could be it, but you are it. So I'm very happy, guys. I got a lot to be grateful for. And a lot to be grateful. I wish I had some kind of editing tool. I gotta ask my son-in-law. I need to buy an editor so I can start editing my videos. I miss that a lot too. When I get an editor, I'll be ready to make some better videos. Right now, these videos are about as raw as an egg. Yes, sir. Thank you, Dingy. God bless you, sir. God bless you, young man. Yeah, God did pull me through. I pray to God every day, every day. I'll make sure I don't become a prodigal son. I'm there every day for the. I tell him, just keep my health up, God. I feel healthy. I'm good. I can run. I can run all over the place. And but like I say, I just miss my independence. That'll come to me. It'll come to me. I've been praying to God about that too. God will answer my prayers that also. So something's gonna kick in for me. I know it is. I got longevity in my life. My parents, they all died in their hundreds. My grandparents died in their hundreds. Aunt Edith and Aunt Peg, they died in 100. Aunt Peg was 114 years old. Aunt Edie was 111. My father was 109 when he died. And my mother was 111 too. She died. So I got another 20, 30 years or so over for me. Yeah, people don't like music. I got a couple of complaints too one time. Well, it wasn't complaints. It was just they were just they're quite frank with me. They told me, "Hey, that music right there is too loud." He said, "We don't like the music." He says, I did a live action one time at my house. I had Hawaiian music in the background. I was working on my training ship, Denmark, by building boats, and I say one of the video with that music is something else. So that was no more music. So I cut the music off, and a lot of people use music in the background, but being live was not better. I could see their point at it. You don't want to overdo your video with music in the background all the time because only time music is good for is you by yourself and you got no one listening to it and you're not live entertaining anybody with music in the background. It's like interference. People don't like being interfered with music in the background. They want to hear you. They want to hear the sound of the airbrush. They want to hear modeling noise. They want to hear you talk about models. That's what it's all about. So that's what I do. I got a lot of stuff coming your way, fellas. A lot of models. I got to finish up a few of these airplanes. Get that B-29 done. I think I'll make a video of that tomorrow. It'll be a final reveal. We'll get that done. We'll get it hung up there next to that D-36 I got. And I got to finish up the Emily flying boat with Freddie let me have. And get that done. Get that out of the way. And I'll be back in my battleship Oklahoma not too long. 1/200 scale. It's a paper model by Model Lick. It's coming out better than I thought it would be. Well, what I do here, there's conduit on top of the ceiling across there. Let me show you. See that conduit up there? I got wire going around that conduit. That conduit's strong. This whole place is made out of metal. This is a metal building I'm staying in. It's metal panels. Ain't gonna go nowhere. That's screwed in the sheet metal. That won't give it either, that conduit. So what I do is I take a wire and overlap around that conduit, and I hang it over some really heavy polyester a line, real thick line, because that B-36 is very heavy. And that behind the B-17 is RV-6 Constitution transport. That's pretty heavy too. That's a resin kit. That has some weight to it also. So what I do is I hang them over there. I use metal to hang them over the conduit. Then I make a hook on it, and I take real thick polyester line I use in my model ships. Very strong, probably about 50 pounds to break it. These models do not weigh 50 pounds. That B-36 probably weighs maybe 3 pounds. And that Constitutional there probably weighs about the same weight too, the RV-6. And that's what I use. I got that big flying boat over there I got. Where the hell is that at? The Big Princess. Big Princess flying boat I've got. A Saunders Row 245 Princess flying boat. So that's what I use to hang up my models with. I got about 3 balsa jobs I got started. I've already flown my Newport. I got over here. Let me go over here and show you guys. I've already flown that in the backyard. That thing flies well, very well. That thing really flies. That's a Willow's job. But now I'm starting to finish up this Comet SR7 Reliant Goldwing sports plane. This is an old Comet kit. This thing is very light, very light. I got my B-29 right here in Manola Gay. I painted it. It's oxidized metal. Got the Bombay in there with the atomic bomb in it. This is the old Academy 1/72 scale kit. Here's my Emily H5, HK5 Emily flying boat. This is the new kit, the new retool kit that Hasegawa did. I've got the original old one that I've got, and oh boy, that thing was so much rivets. That thing, you can almost use it like a rasp. This thing's very smooth. Here's my James Marine tramp steamer. The SS Melody 2. This is radio control. This thing cost me almost $700. This thing did. These are Dingsmarine kit all the way from England, and I kid you not. These things are not cheap. They're. If I was living in England, I'd probably get a lot cheaper. Here's my USS Intrepid. I'm almost done with this. I think I made a video of that the other day. I got to put the air wing on it. I'll set that over there. Let me show you something else. I just finished this yesterday. Come out, wherever you are. Come out. Admiral Tubby, you're a great sailor. Come out where you are. Here's my Tamiya. I bought this back in 1985 when it first came out. This is my Tamiya King George V. This is 1945 version, circa 1945. This here, in 1941-40, during the sinking of the Bismarck, all those boats right there, man. Let's set this over here. Keep that thing over. Talking big with this damn camera in my hand and have some of all those boats right there. You had a catapult with a walrus observation flying boats he had right there. That wasn't there in the 1941 version of it. This is all weathered pretty well. I've always liked the King George V. Sister ship to the Prince of Wales. It's all weathered. Yep. Now I did that in the trailer. But I just now finished it here. I restored it. It took me about 3 days to clean this thing off. Yeah, big one right here, boys. This is my Princess Flying Boat by Saunders Roe. I love about this thing that has retractable floats. They fold up. Oh yeah. I got my P2V Neptune, sub anti-patrol bomber, and Dutch markings. This old card kit right here I'm building out of paper. Has a bomb bay, everything in there. It's hot in here. Yeah. Okay, a little bit of show and tell for you I got going on. So I'm pretty busy, you can tell. No, I sure don't. I got to go back to Ohio and get my stuff out. It scared me to death. My storage has been paid, so that's a good thing right there. And like right now, I think before Christmas gets here, which ain't too far away, and hopefully I can get to Ohio and get my stuff out of there to get it up here. Because it's cost me almost $400 a month to store that stuff. I can't afford to lose that stuff, fellas. My whole life was in there. You know, I got all my mom. I got washers, dryers, riding mowers, furniture. I'm renting two 10 by 30 foot storage units. I got a lot of models in there, and I don't want to have them things in the trash can. Because if I should die, something should happen to me. If I don't get that stuff out, somebody's got a treasure trove be walking there. And some of it will be future to a garbage can. So I got to get that stuff out. The rigging on there, on the thicker rigging is on your halyards for your flags because they're doubled. You set up your flags up on the top of your cross tree on your mast. The rest of them is regular rigging. What I use is sprue. Take a lighter, a sprue comes down, stretch it out. You can control the thickness by pulling on it. So the halyards, I make them thicker, and on the regular rigging, thin. And I used this on it. Arlene's tacking glue. Don't use this stuff here will dissolve it. You want to use, that's a no-no. You don't use that. Now you could use this on there. I have, but you want to go there because you may someday you want to restore it. It's a lot easier getting a water-based glue off than getting this stuff off. by using this stuff here. All it does is the solvent. It dissolves your plastic. Using white glue is best to use on it, or you can use epoxy. It's up to you though. But I'd rather use white glue. It dries clear too. Okay, okay, Matt. I appreciate you tuning in like you do, buddy. Take care. Like I say, my first thing comes out of my mouth is when I close my videos. Take care of Mama, and spend wisely. Beware of your surroundings, and stay focused when you drive. And say your prayers. Take care of yourself. And we'll catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow night we'll have a continuation of the Battleship Iowa, because I think I'm gonna be on this for a while. I really am. It's looking real nice now. Better than it has. It was sitting over there for a long, long time. I said, no, I got to get something on this thing. And I did. I attacked it quite well. I'm pretty happy with it. God, buddy. Spawn, good night. Thank you for tuning in, dear sir. I think it's about time for me to bail out here too, guys. I've been here about, what, 2.5 hours, which is good enough. It's Saturday night. A lot of you want to spend time with Mama and build your models. And I'd like to thank everybody from my kills, my foretop, and in my heart for tuning in tonight and watching me do my video on my Battleship Iowa with the big stick by Trumpeter with 200 scale. If you get one, don't be bashful, build it. And if you want to buy one, they're out there at different prices of whatever you want to do. But like I say, it's a good kit. It's big. It's big. So you got to have space for it. And like I say, it opens up a lot of doors. If you're in the radio control, this is a kit for you. You want to make a nice static model out, put some lights on. Like I say, it opens doors, all directions. Well, it costs you again. The third time I'll repeat myself on this thing. It does not come with a display stand. So what it comes with is this here. USS Iowa, the big stick. That's all it comes with it. Comes with a display stand. You're on your own. Whatever selection you may choose that you want to create and build, you're under control. That's your baby right there. But it does come with a stand, right? It comes with a nameplate, which is better than nothing. But I wish I would have gave you a stand with this thing like the Titanic. Hey, Paul from Florida. God bless you, dear sir. Thank you very much. I love you guys. I really do. You guys are a great bunch of fellas. I'm glad to be associated with you. And thank you very much for tuning in. Make Mama happy. Take care of little ones. Stay focused when you drive. Aware of your surroundings. Like Sue Avery, the Stewart's model, always says, which I agree with the man 100%. Get crazy out there. Fall's here. Pretty soon, it'll be snowball time. And that promotes a lot of model building. So make Mama happy. Happy wife. Happy life. This is Frankie Day model signing off. We'll catch you tomorrow night for Sunday night stream, the continuation of the construction of the Trumpeter 1/200 scale USS Iowa BB-61. This is Frankie Day signing off. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. God bless everybody, and good night, and may God bless.